éex'i satini llygad Johan siwchwaia achtuas gwell we cards tin hella sai chwsti we cards click alḳáa cuckoo tin ashkagachtilliat ya Alaska Heritage Institute has arlla yechiata has a koshihit de kachaya Tlingit ʼatángi at yahai gwell achtuas good yet kaanáx aya kagachtu yata aya ijiyis in kachwanigi dasaya jin aga achtuasagu yeyanaka just click you ay tunk hella sai gwell chuziti we sentence gwell adasa ituasagu yata adat gwell itchoha yeyachwaka jin aga gwell adat aya achtuasagu yatani aga just adat yuqatan adasa ituasagu adat gwell adyachyati jin ha ach jin tin kach shachit ach jin tin kach adach ya ach tu yake ach jin qusti yawe ach tu yake ya ach jin aya a kach ach adeil a jawe tlach tuashku ach jin yanigu an aya chwallayech we a tin wan qanins qa a kuhida tin tlak awe qa ach kashuk tlaqayi a jawe tlach ach tu yake ach jin aya hilwasa has uti ya awe jin yakega okay shukwa kwash adisa dutu asagu shukwa ai
Goed. Kuchleek.
oh yake yekwati ye eat ko ha kuliek hada
Dasa ijiwo.
dasa
Dasa ijiwo.
hada dushi
Oh, hada dushi. Haan da yeyati. Hel hada dushi sheet kuk she qati. Qant aya yeha tien yeha yati. Yeah, that's right. Tles hada dushi yak yeyati. Ach tuasi gu neil yi dushi. Hada dushi tlesach tua ushku at gani kunach klein city. Ya du ach jinuj. At gani has du se. Shke. Kalli khwal has du khak. Has du khau. Kalli khwal. Ach tuasi gu. Gwell saax'ú teen or hada dushi dugutin éex'i saax'ú ach tuasi gu hada dushi saax'ú yege
kach yake guns cheese ya gwell tishugu asaya qudzati hada dushi ya ha anika ka Africa ya tlach tishugu atqo Kate ya awe khwa ach ya ach llil ach tlad du tlach eidach wan qanins hada dushi awe shqagwech qudzati ya awe wuduwag ya shadag ya awe tu ya we Shark aya keu ich. Ye awe achich achina kawanik. Tel chosatin qoa. Tel ye awe. Yak Adiswa yidat qoa. Yen ge you when I just to cut you on after was a kay aku. Adusa ye kwati qoa. Okay. Itch.
How? Tellasa, خس
Adli itji kut khayanaha.
Ye awe. Khawaki tashich itch.
خاوقي هس وشيخ
Dudliyech. Ah.
Okay.
Yak ye awe. Yeah, that's it. Ye has Tashuku atcha itch. We Mason ye do a sago at we had a two hatu a teenage. Ya tashatuashku koa at had tashdugu had asi we itch aya a da ye yeti. Ye awe we yak a tashdutini a we had asi ye awe achin a kawanik ya achsani. Hoe ausaku we had a da duneyi awa. Adechat daduneyi ye. Ya itchu yidat wan kanins kashuk atu yeyeti atjawait ataya yichech aga ya kasi yeyi at ya at ichech aga gwash yuch akkwatan we kahis gwash kahis ya yeg genki a asai ye yati a qashtu atunach yuch ʼawtuli.át ki at ya kudzagay at tu yidat asaya iPhone gwal Galaxy tadasa Google phone yake yidat kwa adusa
Mashat
yake naqatse
Nakas ed Dugu Achlisk Awad Dujiwo Kaanáx shkalneek awa nakas ed Dugu ako hel nakas oaxwasatin ya hel chwasaku asa kudzati we nakas gwell saniadach nakas kudzati hel chwasaku
yisiku ke guksa kudzati we naqatse
خسكو وقال دقة
ya kutan aya has watusatin dayslin Konachawe deyach an kach stakatjech ye awe watusatin nagatse tlaka duyetki yisikuge dasawe yata chashkleit nagatse
Oh Wait,
kaanáx.
is that the Arctic one? No.
Gwell
Wait.
ye awe ka x'úx'u. Ye awe ya adadne ye atquzati x'kalneek x'úx'u
Khashkhan.
x'aan ye awe ye awe we xawu tshugoat ye adiswe yidat kha tshugo disati toasaku chayek genki adati gitan chakuk day
Yadu hat
oh ye ayi sa
so Quinlin Tlingit yati actually tuda.áat sorry.
but the others tried with the inland things. That's how we dakka cheese. Ach ish has ani yupik hunach away. Dak de has a wukak hin nadayi hin yich. How dat ko atlag. Gwash achawe hunach away. Shaksitan ageh gwash. Kunach tlige a Yahweh Shah. Achawe kesh ade a kanach has unqakuye. Just we yupik ani koa. Kunach yachyati. Yehoji achawe kunach away dakte. Hadat koa nadayin. Yewe hasitoasagu. Yewe chaach. Hasitoasagu wehin has adanayi. Hasitoashku gwash. Éex'i wan qanin hasitoasagu. We yisini. Éex'i.át. Gwash éex'i hin. Hechasagu wasagachtu sa. Just hin. Éex'i aya. Yak Gunas cheese. Yided qa disa du toasagu. Yak Tz'achwe. Yisikuke. Tz'achwe. Ya
Do.
keilk.
Yeah.
Yéil keilk aya. Atsu tujiacheti qausk. Yéil qunach yuchatan. Tz'achwe qa gwash.
Seattle.
Okay.
Wait, Tuj ka late yeti. I think of the right one.
Oh, tz'iqini.
Oh,
Tz'achwe qa. Yéiliach usk qa.
oh, Sakway. Okay. Sakway ni like.
Tz'iqini.
Sakway ni.
Has ayat late yacheti tsu. Yaat aya has to ku we sakaini.
Okay, sakweil. Okay.
Akwel. Yeah, we Tlingit.
Oh.
Yes, yawa ka kuj nach sati ka Yéil nach sati. The kachinach wolf ka crow. Akwel ka. Kechwaach wel yisaku ha dak kachin kihas ka achkani. Ye awe kay dihin ka choach kaseich hu ka chudza kwan an gun ku'u. Ye awe ka uhan sakwel sha. Deishitan sha wudat yuchewat. Ye awe sakwel. Ye awe chasaku has daat. Shkagwe ayam we kutan. Sakwel aya ha ani kachas wutligas. Aqad Tesh has to tuashku has to da ye yetiqo a Yéil. Ajawe has to kawa ak. The cut we Yéil. Ya shqaqwe a dach aya has to kaushakani. One qanins Yéil tesh to tuashku. Ajawe with Sakwel aya akakwajak. The cut kutan qawa has yana daqch. With Sakwel. Ajawe tesh kusti shqaqwe. We kutan Yéil. Just Sakwel. The cut yech aya. Konachawe has it was a good talk eat. Ayat ki has codes a tea, aya has to cut the ayat the way with two ach. Rah, rah, rah. What has to talk, what has to ish, where at haka has kawashi. Aka away has to say tuch de konachawe has our tea. Wah, wah. Yeah, we go ach talk ite shkagwe. We yes ko a dach has kaut le gich a gal de cut we Yéil sha da a dach a ya kuch has kaut le gich. Ye a wa has a ku is a chwel da. Tuk ge gwell tle hooch. Ja asa gwell yi to us a gu kachi a ku yek
Awesome. Yeah.
The cut kaku a decided to us a gu llwll.
Wasn't a pickled.
Ooh, hechas a ku. Gwell hechas a ku. Hechasai a yechwa ach. Gwell x'úx'u hin tuch. Isakukshe pickled. Yewach to us a gu x'úx'u hin tuch. X'úx'u hin yegach to sawe vinegar. Hechas a ku kwa. Isakuge x'úx'u achu a x'ích. Ye do a saga atsu we qich ku uwu.
Oh, okay.
X'ích tlech. Gwell yegach to sawe lemon. Suyach ye tea x'ích tlech. Gwell lime. X'úx'u hin gwell yegach to sawe vinegar. Hechwas a kucha. Gwell tesla sae kusti. Ge tes ach ushke at we techwasa. Just way pickles ach to us go kush the tleki yechwasa. Ach shat cha ye ach tlech ach washka. You can. Gunners cheese. So I've just been thinking about like ways to just keep talking, thinking about things, just different activities. I think we tried one of these ones. Did that TV turn on? And I'm gonna probably try it again on Wednesday, where we just sort of move through some ecosystems and talk about what lives there and what do they eat and what do we know about them. So we'll try that. I got a picture I think I showed you guys a while back. I'll put it on the screen, which turned off. Let's see if I can find it. Ah,
Fireweed?
yeah, let's see what we,
All this time. Okay.
if there was anything we weren't sure about that we were hearing.
You said pickling it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. Who's hus
To
say
I guess kashes hin atutas awati. Maybe. Yeah, I was the name would probably be better.
Yeah. Oh. I've never tried it. I know they do it.
Ooh, we're pickling them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh,
Oh, kunach shkalneek. Let's see.
oh, gandits aji hatliyach ditliach wesultin. Yeah, wa qich ayach chosatin adehasautleyechie we Linux leo kaye yeti kahas ʼawtuli.át ʼawtuli.át we woosh khosakutsu ʼawtuli aya gwalqone aya ke kahwin aya we woosh itch aya we ʼawtuli aya kekwa'a gwalqwatch aya kekawa'a wududzaku yes aya hadekakwaha yadachasakutsu yat we woosh da. So just thinking of ways to just keep thinking of how to say things, describing things. And then I had someone asked a question about your guys' project. So we kind of told, you guys told a story. We'll say that's the midterm. If you haven't had a chance to share your story yet, let me know. I'll go through and try and compile all the ones that y'all ʼachit, ʼayisiwu, the ones you guys sent me, and then we'll see if we need to add to it. We'll maybe make some comments on it. I'll share it as a Google document and see how that works. It won't be shared with the public. It'll be just shared between us. And then for your final, which will be due after our final meeting, and what I'd like you guys to present at that meeting is just a strategy for taking the language into a place, like have some sort of activity. For example, I know Shauna Kate was talking about digging clams and such. So maybe like we could eventually develop this gathering foods from the beach pamphlet. And so it's got all these different names and stuff of all these things we might find on the beach, even if it's not clams. And then once we go into that area, we've got to think of how do we just start giving ourselves tools to just use the language in that space. So then we might think of as we're getting this project together, and this will be a collaboration. What I'll try to do is turn this into like a publication or a series of publications, and my name won't be on it. It'll just be well, all our names will be on it or something. And then it'll be, like, for example, maybe there's a bunch of stuff about getting ready to go. When are we going to go? Where are we going to go? How are we going to get there? What do I need to bring? And then, the tools, and then what would really be neat would be information. And this is something we might have to go find some of these phrases. We might have to collaborate. I know some of us have access to speakers, some of us may not, but maybe we need to figure out, oh, how do we say, you can't get them at this time of year, or you can't get them from that place, or if you eat them like this, bad something, we'll just try and think through these things, and I'll look at what you guys are sending, we'll go over them, and we'll collaborate and think about how to make these language, really they call it like domain reclaiming. Like we're going to go take that back, which means we're just going to go take our language into that place. And so, think about where you want this to be. The domain is the physical or social space, right? Like I want to be able to take the language into bingo night. I want to be able to take the language into basketball. I want to take the language into shopping. It could be anything. And then the register is the vocabulary and the language, the stuff that's needed to be able to fully function, right? To function 100% in Tlingit, ideally, in these various environments. So, because I noticed, again, to recap, would do immersion, and then we're like, hey, let's do beading, let's do carving, let's cut fish, whenever we did some activity, it would just, the immersion environment would just go away. And we would learn stuff. But then I realized we didn't have the vocabulary for a lot of these activities. So that's what I'd like our finals to be for this class. And then we'll start collaborating on them. We really got this week. Next week we'll have class on Monday. And I think the ʼaq'u, a lot of them might be with us. There might be 30 people, I think, coming down from the interior, and they wanted to see how we do classes. And that's probably going to be the only real class next week, because the language summit will be going on, and hopefully we'll all just be down there as much as you can. If you can't make it, it's going to be recorded, I believe broadcast, and we'll have access to that. And that'll probably, well, so that's next week, and then the week after is going to be Thanksgiving week, and I'll be gone that week. And so I'll let you know if we'll have class. I might try to coordinate it from Hawaii, but we'll see. We might just end up not having class that week. Anyways, any thoughts or things you've been thinking about language-wise, ideas, things that might be helpful? We only got a few classes left, and so I want to make sure that I'm giving you things that are going to help. That's my big guess.
I really like those audio files on on your website, but a lot of the links don't work. So when I go to try to download them, there's something missing anyways, eh?
I've had that same experience.
Oh yeah? Okay. Let's take a look. And that very well might be. So if we go to audio, is there one that hasn't been working?
Try the Fluent Speaker series. I think I've tried a couple of them, but just to do a download of it, eh?
Oh, okay. Let's see what plays first of all. Ishan, okay, well there's one. I guess I have to go through and yay. None of them work?
Ones of the first series works.
Okay. Okay, well, I've got a project coming. Okay, looks like nothing is working right now. Oh, that one works. Okay. I'll have to rethink how I'm doing that.
So, not like an assignment, but do you have any, like, during the language summit, what would you like us to do for there? What do you think is the most effective way of kind of I don't know, learning during something like that?
Yeah, that's
a notebook. Would you bring, like, how would you, if you were at the stage where we're at back in the day, how did you approach that kind of thing?
Well, so a couple of things is we're going to be pushing, those who are moderating are going to be pushing to have folks stay in the language as much as possible. And so whenever we have a language gathering, there's always this tension. Well, there's tension in a variety of places. But one of these areas of tension is this for the speakers and learners, or is this for everybody? Because people get hurt feelings if they feel excluded. But at the same time, there's no environments that currently exist that are just fully Tlingit. I mean, they do. It's like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. And so there's going to be a push to just really have folks stay in the language, which will be a challenge because many of the coordinators and folks who will be working there might not know what's going on. But to help, we have live translators there who will be, you can put a set of headphones on. We'll have 200 sets of headphones, and you could put them on, and it will translate for you. But I would like you guys to try to not use those if you can, or else you won't be pushing yourself. And you can always revisit it later, or try and take notes of stuff that you're not clear about, and then we could try and figure out eventually going back in, and because the translation will be recorded as well. So you can go back and access that live translation of it. You can access it as a language moment that you could try and translate and transcribe yourself. Let me find the agenda was sent out a while back. And so let me just share that.
Is it something we need to register for?
I think you can register there, and the registration just kind of helps them to just see who's coming. So the one thing I don't know about is like meals. I don't think that meals are provided for everybody. So I'll try and get some answers on that by Wednesday. So we're going to have sort of a welcome. So this is Tuesday in the morning, a welcome and an introduction. As far as I know, there were about 53 speakers confirmed who were coming. That was the last that I heard. And then there'll be a dance group. There'll be status talking about the state of the languages, and we'll have presentations by Haida and Simshian. Then we'll talk about language ideology. And so there are a few people on here who are not speakers of Tlingit, like Siri Tuttle, who is at the Alaska Native Language Center. And then we'll talk about this concept of fluent comprehenders, because there are people who understand Tlingit but don't speak it. And then an open discussion. This was a bit of a challenge because we wanted to start with the oldest speakers first and then go all the way down to the younger speakers. These are fluent speakers. And usually we go the other way around. We start with the young ones and end with the older ones. And then be talking about speaking language in the home and how the language has changed. sharing memories of boarding schools, a dinner, let's see, open discussion. Next day, like just talking, doing sort of smaller breakouts, although this all the when we do breakouts, it's just there's some Haida and Tsimshian speakers who are there, and they'll go to a different spot so that they can have time to talk. And there's certainly, we're going to reserve some spaces for them, but it's basically, a lot of things will be in the main room. There'll be a few kind of smaller breakouts. It's all in Centennial Hall. And then some reports from the breakout session, talking about how we can achieve a sense of wellness through our language. We're going to talk about healing ceremonies for things that have happened during language loss. And then how do I feel when I can speak? How do I feel when I cannot speak? One of the areas that I've really been trying to increase focus on is this kind of pattern where folks will understand a lot of Tlingit, but will speak very little Tlingit, and just really trying to push ourselves to be speaking more and using it more, and then we'll take a break. Then we'll have dinner and oratory. The last day we'll have storytelling, and then discussions on storytelling, chances to share stories, songs, raven stories perhaps, and then, oh, I guess it's still Wednesday. Or is that Thursday? No, that Thursday, lunch, and then caring for our languages. We're going to break into, in this case, men and women, because I think there's this other pattern that I've noticed where if you just took a look at the sample of folks who are generally learning the language, it's mostly women. And so if we were to look, it's probably, something that we say that's awesome because our women are here, but then also say, oh, well, how do we get more men to get involved, especially younger men? And then when it comes to one of the challenges that women speakers might face is that I would say women historically, and talking the last 30 years, seem to have the odds seem to be not in their favor of becoming just speakers. And there's some things that I want to figure out. How do we identify and remove barriers to that? And then some reports, and then a ceremony and celebration. So that's the sort of the agenda, the way the space is organized is there's the fluent speakers, and they're sitting around a set of tables, and then there'll be advanced learners and comprehenders, and then there'll be all the beginners, and everybody else will be sort of in general public, and it's going to be kind of separated so that we're trying to encourage them to just speak and document a bunch, because you're going to be dealing with some folks that, like all of us who've been doing this work, we just know all of our speakers, we're really losing them, those older speakers. And so we wanted to have a chance to have a gathering. This is 37 years later or something after that because we cherish you, that gathering was something very similar to this. And so that's access that schedule online. I'll make sure to, I'll send it out through email to the group so that you guys can see it. And then I'll also, by Wednesday, I'll have some more solid information on how to view it from a distance.
When we register, do we identify ourselves if we consider ourselves beginning or intermediate or advanced learners?
That's a good question. I don't know how that's going to be set up, but definitely as a second language speaker. Like all of you should be identifying as a second language speaker by this point.
Yeah.
Could,
I don't know where I would put myself.
Could you let them know we're coming? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Get us on the list.
I've sent everybody's name so far.
Okay.
And but yeah, and so I will make sure that and I'll also be advocating for that this week, that our advanced learners need to be right up there. And that's really what we've tried to do is follow this model that Evan Gardner, who's a language activist and planner, he shared this idea with tuda.áat, who shared it with me, that when you have some sort of immersion gathering, you have your fully fluent elders, and then you always keep near them your most fluent second language learners, and then your intermediate folks, and then your beginners. And while this seems like sometimes counterintuitive or sort of like exclusionary, it's actually really beneficial, because if your beginners are always there, your elders will always be so nice and will want to accommodate them. And so what you need to do is have them be able to drift in and out, whereas you really want your advanced learners to be right there, because that's that most critical part of transmission, is the old people who really know how to talk and the people who have really been learning and have found this path of, because we still haven't figured that part out too. For every 20 people who come, 2 or 3 end up speaking, and that's just not enough. So, one, there's not enough people who are really giving it the go, and 2, there's not enough folks who are getting over those hills. And so those are some of the things that I'm trying to think about and talk about and figure out in English, but then to also just sort of create these environments where we're speaking Tlingit too. Any other thoughts, questions, ideas, language stuff you've been thinking about? Everybody know what all those words were? Sa, jin, llul, hadadushi, s'úx'u, itch, nafaske.
Nagase.
Oh, Renee, we'll be traveling on Monday, so we won't be in Monday's class. But I'll just throw another verb out from Slagoon there, that we were working on these stories, and I wanted to know how to say he or she took a deep breath. And so she says, Kidain Yandum Disa. She actually said Kidain Yindum Disa, which really threw me, but Colleen figured out it's Yan Dum Disa.
Yeah. And what were the other 2 that you got recently?
The first one, and I was going to say, check these with speakers, because I don't really trust my ears that much. But the first one was Gumdan ʼawtuli.át. He or she rode a horse, and how Slagoon explained that, she said the horse packed him or her. And then the other one was wuduwag. And that was when she was talking about her father catching lake trout, and he would put a rope through their gills to keep them fresh. And if he didn't, the meat would go soft. And that's what that verb was, wuduwag, where the meat goes kind of bad, or soft, if, yeah.
Hey, sheesh. Yeah, and I guess if you folks are encountering, like, can't find how to say something, let's try and coordinate that through this class and others to say, oh, ask the speakers this, because some of us have access to speakers, and it's good to ask them that stuff now, Sheesh.
Thingy for my final, we always used to eat porcupine, and so I kind of started going to some elders to get some of the language involved in the way it used to always be done. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. Like, a task, some sort of thing. So it's like, here's how to do this thing in the language. And so initially we'll probably just have, like, make little handbooks. You don't have to format it. You just have to have, like, Tlingit. You just have to have it collected. And then I'll work on the formatting. I could find images. If you want to get images, that's totally fine. And then at some point too, it'd be neat to start making, like, instructional videos, because you could film it and then you could just do the whole thing with voiceover in Tlingit, which is something I would really like to do, because there's these verbs for skinning and cleaning and gutting and all this other stuff. And they're very specific to a lot of these tasks. And I think it'd be good for us to have that. Because, and then it's neat to have a wide variety of activities, but it's also good to have things that push us back onto the land and harvesting and living healthy while living in our language, but it could be about anything. So yeah, that sounds great. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll probably just strategize. What I think we might end up doing is that week of the 19th, I think it is. We might just have to do some things over email or shared documents or something, where we're just trying to really get the framework established for some of these booklets, and you're starting to do a lot of that work of assembling it and stuff. So we'll see. I'll try to still have class, but it just depends on the timing of stuff. I'll be at 2 hours behind, I think. I can never tell. No, now I'll be an hour behind, because I'll be in Hawaii and they don't have daylight savings time. And it's hard enough for me to live with daylight savings time, but then to live with someone who's living without it is also really challenging. Just don't have the capacity. Okay, anything else? Okay, let's keep powering through our Yéil, ʼaan, shkalneek. So this is where we left off. Everything used to obey the raven, which was tuda.áat Yéil. He made the world. Let's see. I guess backtracking a little bit, so he talks this little owl into going out there, and then he's going to attach this dried up scabby pitch to his nose. That pitch is also a word for a torch, but in this case we're calling it sapwood, or a sap scab, I guess you could call it. It's a really dried up. I think when it's not all dried up, it's ʼúx'u, and when it's all dried up, it's éex'i. So who would like to read this sentence?
daat alxáa tuda.áat Yéil.
Okay. kaanáx yisikuge dasawe ko'a.
He flew out there.
He flew out to sea towards it. And again, like you guys, I'm in the driver's seat, so you'll see how I like to do these things. Again, we talked a lot about translation, like who you're translating for, but then we see this dak wuduwag. That means to fly out to the ocean. Ade would be towards it. What about the ashkayach part?
According to his instructions.
Yeah, so you could say, and so chayach would be like the way that so-and-so said to do it, right? And then the ash, in this case, is going to be Yéil. But this ashkayach, in the context of any story you're telling, would be like, yeah, his mom said to do this. And then you say, ashkayach. But I guess it depends, because like if the story is about his mom, then that would be ash. If the story is about the person whose mom is telling him what to do, then it would just be duh. So the question of like, when do we use the ʼash? Whenever we're referring back to the main character of the story, right? And Raven is the main character of this story.
Ashchayach is saying he did it, like tying.
It's saying when you said like ashchayach or duchayach, for example, you might say ya achka chayach. I'm going to work on this deer meat the way my uncle instructed me. So that ash, that chayach, usually means the way I was told, the way I was instructed, the way that she or he said it. So a lot of times when you're using this chayach near some other verb, you're saying you're verbing the way that person told you to verb.
Flew towards the sea the way he was told.
Yeah, because Raven told him to go out there.
But ush is like a pronoun thing.
Yeah, and the ush is, so the ush could be du or ha or ye, but it's this other set of pronouns which really means the main character, that person. So when you're going to use ush, you're usually telling a story, and we're talking about this main character, right? And so there should be one. In the Raven stories, you'll see it used a lot. But in a lot of stories, you'll see it too. So, and it could sort of vary. Like, if you really study that Tag story by Shah Dag, you'll see that when he sees the Qusakh Kwan, they start using ush, and the ush is referring to that Qusakh Kwan. So it's just saying this person that we're talking about right now. Sheesh. We had the kachat before.
Towards the point?
No. Would be point. Yeah, and shu would be a point, but if you're saying do shude,
Their nose.
yeah, to towards his or her nose, or if they're a bird, it's going to be their beak. And kachat, just to sort of see where we've found that one, we're going to go here to the verb dictionary. We'll go down to the X, make this whole thing bigger, and we'll look for chat. And so we see kayachat, to be tight, to extend, or to be tied or connected. So in this case, we see this, and so this A hyphen means to attach to something. We would write that as a capital N now, and it just says noun, right? So in this case, and so the sapwood was attached to his beak. And you could say with, there's a bunch of stuff that English needs that Tlingit might not need. It doesn't need there's a bunch of just little connecting things that don't always have to be there.
Attached, tied?
Yeah. And kasachat, and so we see kachat and aksachat. So they're a little bit different. And so here's kasachat, to tighten, to pull, to tug, to tie, or connect up. So if this one is a zero group classifier and this one is an S, what do you think is the main difference? When we look at the Naish Story Dictionary and we see this ST,
Statement.
it's Jen?
So when you say kachet, it's like it was attached, but then maybe like the next line says exechet would have like the subject. Like,
Yes, yeah. So when you see this ST in the Naish Story Dictionary, as you're looking it up, that means that there's only an object. There's no subject. So yes, it's attached. You're talking about it being attached. So for example, an ST would be yak-a. A TR would be ʼawtuli.át. So somebody made it that way. Somebody improved it, right? And so this is the case. It's attached, somebody's attaching it, right? So in this case, oh, guk natu ta'asa.
Tlach ya dakte awe aksechet tlach ya duwag chende.
Maybe. So the other thing is we know what dakte and dakte and dakte are, right?
Maybe towards the back.
Dock could be out to sea though too.
So dock is out to sea, dock is to the mainland. But if there was something like on my arm, and if it was going this way, that's also dock. And if it's coming towards my face, that would be dock. Right? And so it also has to do with a little bit of frontwards and backwards. Right?
Maybe he put it too far back.
Maybe he really put it far back, right? Maybe, and then, ʼaksechet. This one is, they're both imperfectives, right? So maybe I want to say is attached to his beak. Maybe he is tying it really far back, comma, kach yaduwak chande, really up next to his eye, right? I don't know. I never know what to do with pronouns.
There's an it after the baby that might not want to be there.
What's that?
Maybe he is trying.
Oh, sheesh.
What is tlach?
Kach is very.
Like tlach and kaanáx.
Mm-hmm. And you could say, so kaanáx and tlach are very similar.
Kaanáx.
I probably hear kaanáx way more. I kaanáx, choach, kaanáx. Right? But tlach, and then you could tlach kaanáx. But I think it always has to go in that order. I don't think you could say kaanáx tlach. Alice Taff had a really good question. She said, when it comes to Tlingit adjectives, are they like English adjectives? So you can see a really big brown bear, but you can't see a big brown really bear, right? You just know that. And there's these ways to order them. And I don't think anybody's done that work in Tlingit yet. There's not a whole lot of adjectives, but tlach kaanáx seems like it has to go that way.
Yeah, well, it sounds funny if you say kaanáx tlach. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
I wouldn't even try to say it that way.
It just feels like you can't say it. Okay, not too.
Qas tuda.áat adatin ya nak x'úx'u ya khant good.
Okay. Lekhakinach koa. Qashtut aya adatin.
Put it in something about a pocket?
He put it in his pocket. And then, again, there's some interesting things going on with tense here, right? And adatin, and like why, if we look at this teen, it's not this one. but it's probably getting close to this carrying verb, right? But then it's got the N. There's something like satine is like for it to just be there, it's located there, it had been put there,
Yeah, city.
right? And so you see like yen sati, but you hear that as a lot like yen satine awa, where the kachis, he put his phone is just laying there. So they're a little bit different, these carrying verbs, when you're talking about it just being there. And so that's a little bit, as the carrying verb, and then for it to be just sort of sitting there or being located there, they're a little bit different. And so you're going to see satine, and in this case, adatine, like he had put it, I would say he put it in his pocket. But, it's not a perfective verb, which we might expect. Yanaqlu.
Someone's nose.
Yeah, it's this octopus beak. Yakakhandgut. Good.
Went by the owl.
Why is it sometimes yeah, like yeah, and sometimes
It doesn't matter. Like it's there's a number of different things. Ya, we, he, you. And then also a lot of any suffix I think that ends with a vowel, the tendency is to just write them short, but we probably say a lot of them long. And I don't know. And so this is one where we don't fully have consistency. Like when we say yayagi, I think that one's almost always said and written long for today. Yayidat, same thing. And so yakak, yakak, I don't think there's a difference there, but maybe there is. I don't think so.
it doesn't mean two different things to say like
I don't think so.
yahut or yahut, like
Yeah, for you, there's a U which is different. But usually that one's going to be low tone, right? And so it's going to be like you ʼakanik. It's usually going to be in this repetitive thing. You do a sock, right? Okay, so ha. I don't know. Oh my, that's usually my kind of default. Who wants to read this one, Gook Day? Okay. Kaanáx. And hada, that can be hada, hadla, hado. Kind of depends on where you're from.
Good grief. Fly to it out there.
Okay. Achuni. I guys want to translate that one.
Pal. Friend.
My friend, my relative, my pal. Natu. Somebody read that one.
Achuni gaat idushe.
Okay.
Help my friend, help me.
what is the hot?
Yeah. What does that come from? Anybody know?
Chad e well, there's that eat.
Eat can become chat. In can become khan. So those are some pretty common pattern, like sort of like ʼaan, pretty much, I think, always becomes on. And then sometimes du'in becomes dun, but you rarely see it. Ka'in becomes kun, kind of regularly. And that's where like ʼa'tulatu comes from. ʼa'tulatu. Atu. Somebody read that one.
Yukande dak idakin dak
Okay.
idakin. To that fire way out there, fly out to it.
Okay.
Chatgwas.
Cook.
Tlishke ade achjiyis yan yakis yekiye yukan. And so I had, is there no way that you can bring that fire to me?
Yes, this is a really fun construction because if we just took the ge out of there, we would have which I would translate as "you cannot bring that fire to me." And then once you put that ge in there, I would probably translate it as is there no way you can bring that fire to me? And this is how Raven likes to ask questions. So you have this complicated form, right? And this is a form, it's complicated, but you can learn how to use this. So this is what we call and well, let me open something real quick. Let me show you guys how this thing is constructed basically. There's quite a few parts to it. And if we go to verb modes in x'úx'u, or there's other places you could find it. And then under verb modes, we go down and there's these, what we call potentials. And a potential, it has some pretty common elements to it. So you could put, once you learn how to do a potential, which is going to have the irialis, it's going to have qa, modal, and it's going to have the conjugation prefix. The classifier will be plus I, and then here's what your stem variation is going to be. It's going to want to be long and low, unless there is no long and low version, right? So that's all the parts to it. So you'll see ʼaqawx'at, she might hold him or her. ʼaqawx'it, she or he might write it. Oh, you got gwash before it. Shtunachdenuk, might feel that way. Yejinquane, gwash yejinquane, she or he might work. Gwash kukquake, might be good. Gwash kukachleji, might look terrible, right? But so you've got all these, you see all these different things. Might hear it, might get bright. These were selected so that we can just get a variety of different prefixes on there, classifiers, just so we can see what they kind of start looking like. Might go there, right? Gwash ande good. And if you could say gwash dain good, so the underlined G changes to an underlined K, and now that's, I might go there, right? So that's the potential. And then you could put gwash kleich, and you've got might not, right? But the verb itself does not change. Gwash, and then gwash kleich. And then when you get to this one, it changes a little bit. So you put kleich ade in front of it, and then you're going to put a suffix on the end, a relational suffix, and then ye. And this is no way. And so what we don't see very often is to say, you can't do it. But you could say that, right? And so it's a little bit, it's getting a little bit tricky because there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to change this 0. Like we'll see these most commonly in first person or third person. I can't do it. I can't sleep. And then I would predict or probably there's no way you can sleep. And so this chapter is there if you want to look at some of these examples. I haven't done a whole lot of sort of worksheets on how to put that form together. But just the things you got to remember is you have to know the conjugation prefix because it's going to pop up. You also have to put the irialis in there. Those are a couple things that people tend to forget to put in there.
Is it always irialis, ga, mode, and conjugation prefix in that order? Is that how you set it up?
That's a good question.
I get it about, anyways, I'm always second guessing myself on that. Eh?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. So the irialis is gonna, so you're gonna have, if it's ga conjugation, that'll come before the irialis. All the others come after the irialis. And so that's another sort of tricky component of it. But the irialis will be there, and then it's gonna either go ga irialis or irialis 0 ga or na. And then you're going to get the qa mode. So that one, the qa mode does come after. So you're going to get things like unqa, maybe guqa, and then uqaqa. It's, again, we could sort of look through these and we see aqawh, aqawh lishadi. So we have here qa and qa. And here we have a 0 in the qa. Akuch shihiti, stunachdenugu, there's the na. Chinquaneyi, here's a ga, and that's why you get the kukwa, which looks like a future, but it's not. It's just like the ga is the only one that comes before the irialis. That's a little sneaky. That's kind of a sneaky one.
Yeah, I don't know if I have it, but like what I was seeing there was irialis conjugation prefix and then the ga mode for the most part.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yep. So you will always have irialis. You'll always have the conjugation prefix. Then you'll always have the qa mode. And then it should be long and low, unless there's no low version. And then for the ye, you're going to have tl'aat, unqa verbi ye, basically, although that's just a na conjugation. So the way I like to translate these, because Raven does use these, is, isn't there any way you can do that? Right? Isn't there any way? And so that is how you would put something like that together. And there's some really fun ways that Raven likes to ask for things and get people to do things. Hortatives, and then this one, I don't even know what we would call this. I don't really like all the names for the Tlingit verbs. I was like, I think the potential attributive should be called the no way you could do it one. And then the command form, or the imperative should be the do it one. And the prohibitive should be the don't do it one. And there's another type of prohibitive which would be the don't ever do it one. But anyways, isn't there any way you can bring that, thank you, me that fire. And then, this is the thing, it's like as we translate this work, and we know people are going to be sort of looking at it, like it's always a thing, like I wish we could just sort of flag this, be like, you got to come see what's going on in here, because there's all this amazing stuff that's all packed into this one sentence. And then our goal is to figure out how to just interpret that stuff and also how to put that stuff together, because that's where it's getting into the big, this is the big complexities of Tlingit, getting into the way that Raven talks and stuff like that shows us a lot. Taik, kash a day. How do we translate that?
No.
No way.
No way. Okay, anybody who hasn't read yet, who wants to read?
Chut
Good.
x'úx'u ádach gán. My nose is probably gonna catch fire.
Yeah, dachkakakan. I would probably say, my nose is going to burn off, right? So we got the dach and then the kukak.
Oh, off.
Mhm. And so this is just pretty much a straight future verb.
Or would that be my nose would burn off from that?
I think, well, when you have the adach, there's a couple of verbs when you have adach or ach before it. When it comes right before the verb, that usually means, like in this case, burn off, or cut off, or lift up off. So that sometimes if it pops up, it's actually a preverb, and it's affecting the way the verb works. So like if we say, if I said, awachash, that's different than ach awachash, right? He or she cut it, he or she cut it off, right? And then he says it in a contracted way, ʼawtuli.át, which is just, it's saying the same thing. Okay. Anybody want to read?
woosh
Okay. I'm probably going to rearrange this. I got So we should probably do that one. We'll do that one as a chunk.
Oh, but like, is it like whatever's left of your nose will be nice?
Yes, well, in this, it's a weird thing to use, but if someone says, in this case, he's like, my nose is going to burn off. So he says, a good one, right? One of the good ones. I'm gonna put it on there, right? What the is doing is at that place. So these are two different ahs, right? And we just, by how they're used, we learn how to spot them. One's low, one's high. In this case, ah. What kind of thing is this one?
Yeah, oh, that's the thing. I don't know what it is.
It's a pronoun, right? And it means sort of like ush. Now we're starting to get these other ones in here. Ah is like some of them, or one of them, right? It's what we call like partitive, right? So we say like, and you can use this as an object, right? So you can say, ha, yak. Some of them are good, right? And so like politicians, yak. What like, right? Éex'i, a good one. And then this one, when you have this one coming right before a verb, usually you're saying at that place, and it could be anywhere. Whenever you're going to come up with a name for something, you're going to usually have perfective fourth person verb, yeah. Wuduwag, the place where they cut things. Wuduwag, the place where people cook things, right? So ʼye'u, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put a good one on there. ʼawtuli.át, where your nose used to be. So I'm going to put
I'll give you a nice nose.
a good one on there, where your nose used to be.
ite is used to be.
Yeah, ite, like,
Doesn't that need to be high tone, the E T?
yes it does, kind of cheesh. I gotta go find that one and try and fix it.
I'm trying to figure out where I've heard ite before.
So ite is, you'll see it in a lot of things. It means what's left over. And then there's a bunch of things that there's actual just nouns that are built from ite. So like x'úx'u is foot, x'úx'u, footprint. Alxáa is food, ʼatángi is crumbs that are left over from food.
The remnants.
Yeah, kaanáx, the people in our remains is our descendants. S'úx'u is the name for Glacier Bay, the bay where the glacier used to be. Gun, low-tone gun is a fire. Gunite is the charred earth where the fire used to be. So you'll see a bunch of these. It depends on how it's being used. Because eat,
Favorite word in Tlingit.
yeah, eat is also a room. Ite, that's my room. And that's also maybe my leftovers. I don't know. And then this one,
Oh, it'll be better.
yanach ke. That's the best. It'll be better. It's the best. There's this yanach, you'll see it used the way that it's being used. Like you could say, nothing will be better. You could also say, it's better than me, right? So the kaanáx means you're comparing something. You could also say, she or he or it, the living thing, is too heavy for me to lift. It's just too heavy for my hands, right? So this yanach on its own means more than. Ye yanach ke kwak a ye kekwaku éex'i.
That nose I'll put on you, it'll be better than the one you got now.
Right, you're getting a better, this is the salesman raven. It will be better. The one I am going to put on there, your nose, right? And, you know, again, coming back, word order, the way that we sort of say things, but it's so fun to do this kind of work and just to see how it sort of lays out and just how these things are sort of functioning, and then also to think about how we might use these things, right? And so there was this other story we were working on where we said something like all the men wanted to marry her, but she thought she was better than all of them. And it was something like or something like that. So again, so that yanach, kaanáx, jiyanach, we see how that works too, where these things that we usually see on verbs, they can go on to other things sometimes to just sort of change their meaning. We might do more of these cards. Let me know if you want to do the cards thing again. They're pretty common nouns. There's a few kind of tricky ones in there. Or if you want to try the ecosystem kind of exercise, where we just sort of talk about what lives there, what does it eat. But there's just ways to get us to think about talking more. Hopefully we're getting a chance to hear from everybody. I'll try not to put people on the spot too much, but at the same time, if you're just quiet, it might be hard to produce language later. And then I'm really looking forward to seeing whoever can make it next week. We won't have class here. We'll be doing stuff down there, but I'll send you guys, by Wednesday I'll know more about what that's going to look like. And then the week after we'll also have to figure out. And then we got the last week, and then we get into wrap up mode pretty fast after Kekok Yagi Yake Gonna Cheesh Hoocha.
Sheesh.
Oh.
Everybody go vote tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how do you say that? How do you say that?
Saax'ú. Throw the names of the people. Or you could say, something like Keijishitsu. It's just shorter, but that's really just saying raise your hand. So I like to say Saax'ú, and it's a short underline G, short high I, X apostrophe. And then you could say like blank, Sayi, Kkwaqi. I'm gonna vote for like Sa.
We were looking that up in dictionaries and couldn't find the root stem anywhere.
Yeah. So qiq, it means to throw. I'm gonna throw their name.
Yeah, we
And then,
finally figured that part out.
and it's a zero
There's
conjugation.
way I'm gonna vote for
So if you're telling multiple people, you would say qa saax'ú yiqiq. And it should be short and high, I think is what the command should be. But yeah, that one isn't documented, so maybe that's another one to check
No, I
with.
think, I'm pretty sure it's in the Naish store.
It is, but only in the, well, let's find it.
I'm pretty sure, but maybe it's not vote. Maybe I just.
No, it's in there. I'm just saying, like, in order to be able to use the command form and everything, all the different modes, there's some, but we can put it together with the other ones. Oh, diqiq. There it is. Okay, so there. So now it's plus D, because I looked it up. So it should be qa saax'ú diqiq. So if it's plus D, it must always have a pronoun, because it can't just start with di or da, right? So, and I should probably write that on the.
Is that the command form?
Yeah, let me put it up here. Qa saax'ú diqiq. Or that's the plural. And then qa saax'ú, you're just saying people's names. You're not telling them who to vote for, but you can. You would just say blank sayi itaqiq. And then that's how you would tell them. Like if I said, if there was someone named Mayor McCheese, I would say McCheese sayi itaqiq. Right? Cheesh. Although,
Sheesh.
now I'm not too sure. The yes part could go in there, right? But you see, do sayi wuduwag. But the thing that makes me think it's not zero now is this is long. That means it should be na. I bet I would need to see a future form. Because if the future form was kekakwatakich, then you'd know it's ga. And if it was ga, then you would want to say kitakich. We got to go to the speakers. That's one I'm not sure of. We'll try.
Imagine like on Jeopardy when they go to the judges, go to the booth.
Right, this little panel of speakers, and they'll be like, yeah, cake and cheese. I'll ask. I'll see if I can get an answer by tomorrow.
This was a really helpful exercise.
Oh, you okay?
Like I felt like even if we had done it for more time, that would have been